introductions as well. So could I get a show of hands in terms of who is currently an employee and looking to transition into becoming an entrepreneur? Okay, so we've got 3. So the rest of you, are you all entrepreneurs? Yes. Oh, fantastic. Okay, that's great to know. So I'll just talk a little bit about like my own experience. I wasn't always living in the digital marketing world. I started off from working in charitable organizations as well as working for like the local authority. And prior to getting into any of that, I always knew innately that there was something within me that I wanted to contribute beyond what I was doing. So when I went into employment after graduating, graduating for my economics degree, I always knew that there's something, but I couldn't really pinpoint what it is exactly that I wanted to do. So life adversities were what actually directed me into choosing my path, my first path. And the first one was experiencing a mental health condition. So through experiencing a mental health condition, it also gave me clarity in terms of what I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to help people who were perhaps more vulnerable than I was and who weren't able to advocate for themselves in terms of the challenges of facing a system which at the time was a bit complex and a bit challenging for anybody to navigate through. So I ended up working in frontline services up to the point of management level as well. And through that, I kept feeling as well that there's something more. The walls were closing in. And with my friends, I used to say, I feel like I'm walking backwards. I feel like I'm walking towards a prison, because that's what my workplace started to symbolize. I felt like I was trapped, although I enjoyed what I was doing in terms of leading. I learned so much, but still I felt like there was something that I could be helping people on a bigger scale. Okay, so even though it wasn't clear, so the reason why I'm highlighting this is that sometimes when we're going through a life journey, there's certain things that happen in our life. So they might not be clear, but there's something that drives us and moves us forward. So those indicators that were happening in my mind were telling me that there's something else out there and you have to go and grab it, even though it's not clear. Okay, so mental health condition was this first experience that I had. Then I also experienced bereavement where my dad passed away suddenly, and then my younger sister. And I found myself having to pick up my things immediately to fly across the world in order to attend the funeral or to be with my sister in the hospital in South Africa. So through that journey, it was also like a spiritual journey for me. I started to connect more and more with who I was as a person. Also in terms of existentialism, about realizing that life is too short, that I should actually be listening to the internal voice that was telling me to go and do something, okay, and to challenge myself more, to move beyond my comfort zone. Okay, so I stayed within the working career because I was comfortable. And I also feared stepping out because I knew that there was a possibility I could actualize my true potential. Okay, so does that sound familiar to anybody else in this room? Yeah? Yeah, so I dabbled with like business plans, and then I would get overwhelmed, and then I would drop it, and I'd think, no, I need to learn some more before I can venture off. Then I started to listen to my internal voice thinking, I'm really making up excuses now, okay? Because these excuses about the business plan being too complex, I need to learn more. I've now learned 8 years. How much more can I learn, okay, before I can move beyond? And then also the overwhelm, feeling as though I could do everything all at once, and which wasn't an accurate picture. Yeah, I needed to break it down into smaller, achievable goals. Okay, so if you're in that position where you feel like you need to do everything all at once, the reality is that no, you don't need to do everything at once. It just takes one step at a time to get to your actual goal. Okay, so my last adversity was being diagnosed with a chronic pain condition. Okay, so I live with a musculoskeletal widespread pain condition known as fibromyalgia. So I discovered that in 2016. Okay, so that was like my last wake-up call. That was my reality to say, you now need to officially wake up, because all those signs have been leading to something. Okay, so when I got diagnosed, I felt like everything was being taken away. Even though I had created a 3 years exit strategy for my work of employment, it happened too quickly, I felt at the time. But in reality, it didn't happen quickly. Okay, it happened quickly for me because I was still comfortable. Yeah, but something was pushing me towards the edge to say, you can't work, now you have to pave your path into becoming what you've always wanted to become. Okay, so that's been 2 years and running, where I eventually left my workplace of employment. I became an entrepreneur, and so now I live what you may class as a digital nomad lifestyle. Okay, so it's a lifestyle that I hadn't imagined that I'd be living, because when I thought about creating a business, I thought it would be a business that was the traditional type of business. Okay, a brick and mortar business. But then in reality, I knew that that's not really what I wanted, because it would also make me fixed into one location. And it wouldn't enable me the flexibility to be able to travel around the world and to be here to see you, to be with you ladies as well. Okay, so everything that I do, it's virtually online, and it's within the digital marketing industry. So for the people who said that they're entrepreneurs, is anybody in the digital marketing industry? Fantastic. Oh, we've got two ladies. May I ask, what is it that you do?
Health and wellness products.
Health and wellness products, fantastic. And what is it?
Oh, blogging.
Blogging. Okay, I heard you mention that before. Yeah. Okay, so it's never been a greater time now if you've ever wanted to become somebody, if you're already somebody who's creative and thinking of venturing off into the digital marketing industry. Women, we are known for being very savvy in that industry, and also score 11% higher than men in terms of proficiency.
Yeah.
Wow. So, so we can give ourselves credit for that. Okay, so digital marketing also enables you to also have the flexibility to tap into your lifestyle, the lifestyle that you want to be able to live flexibly as well. Okay, so that's what it's taught me to actualize my true potential and to be able to fulfill things that I'd never ever imagined before. And if there's anything that I can leave you with for the ladies who raise their hands, who are looking to transition to become an entrepreneur, is to focus on your existing skills and choose the path of least resistance. Okay, so follow things that make your journey easier, not harder. Okay, so the more you are in tune with that, the likelihood is that you will connect to your true life purpose and also your vision. Okay, so your life purpose and your vision are the key things that will lead you to achieve the outcomes that you want to be able to achieve in life. Because one of the things that I find is that some people get excited about starting a business or becoming their own boss, but they just go out there and find any single opportunity that they can. But without a clear vision,